Well, howdy friends, Brian Flechsig of Mad River Outfitters in the Midwest Fly Fishing Schools, and welcome back to another episode in our series on fly casting. You know, I've had a lot of questions recently, which we appreciate. Remember, always send your questions to admin@madriveroutfitters.com or pick up the phone and call us. But a lot of questions recently about why folks are getting knots in their leaders or even knots in their fly line. And this is a common problem that a lot of folks have, and it's not just beginners. I mean, a lot of intermediate and advanced anglers have this. It's amazing how much we see this problem. Those knots are lovingly referred to as wind knots, which, as Lefty Cray used to say, wind knots happen even when there's no wind. They're not caused by wind. Somebody just decided to call it a wind knot at some point. They're caused by tailing loops. A tailing loop is when the fly line comes under itself as you're coming forward. In other words, instead of that loop going out over top of itself, that loop closes and it causes a tailing loop. And that's what causes your wind knots, okay? And tailing loops are actually easy to fix. And there's kind of two main reasons that tailing loops happen, and one leads to another. And the first way that tailing loops happen, and the most common, is that you're coming forward too soon. I often refer to this, you've heard me say this, it's premature evacuation of the backcast or the upcast. You're not waiting long enough, you're coming forward, or some people call it creep. So instead of stopping and letting the line stretch or straighten out behind you, or even dropping your wrist slightly backwards to wind up like a baseball pitcher, instead of those things, you're coming forward prematurely. And then what can happen is that causes you no longer feel the load in the rod. It causes you then to overpower that forward cast, which makes it even worse and can actually tie a knot in your fly line if you're not careful. A tailing loop is caused by coming forward too soon, which can also make you force or push that forward cast. You never want to force anything. As our good friend Sean Leeden often says, it's calm, assertive energy. You let the line straighten out behind you, or almost straighten out completely, and then you slowly drag it forward and bring it to a nice abrupt stop coming forward. Don't force it or push it. So think about it this way. If you creep forward too soon during the stroke, that's like a baseball pitcher trying to throw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball from his ear, okay? Of course, you're gonna have to overpower it, causing the end of that loop to cross over the standing part of the loop, again, causing that tailing loop. You don't wanna come forward too soon or creep forward too soon, you're gonna get a tailing loop every time. It's easy to fix. If you're getting tailing loops and you're getting knots in your leader or your fly line, go outside right now, practice your cast, and make sure that you don't come forward too soon. Nobody likes premature evacuation of your upcast. So there you go, friends, a short episode, but a big problem that a lot of people have is tailing loops and getting wind knots in their leader or their fly line. So as always, friends, thanks for watching. No more tailing loops, don't come forward too soon, and be sure to go back and watch all of the episodes on our fly casting series. There's a playlist right here on the website. I don't know, we have 30 or 40, something like that, episodes on fly casting now. So your questions have probably been answered, but if not, pick up the phone and call me. Send me an email at the shop. We're always here to help. That's what we do for a living. So get out and practice your fly casting. And as always, thanks for watching.